Hello there, Eagles fans, and welcome back to Philly Eagles Therapy. I'm Basil,
And I'm Baz.
and we are recording Sunday, September 14th, 2025, about 30 minutes after the Eagles walked off the field with a victory in Kansas City against the Kansas City Chiefs, 20-17. Dad, it wasn't fun. It never is. That might just be our burden forever with that Super Bowl win. How you feeling, though?
It's funny. I feel great. What I thought it was a great game. I mean, we took control of the second half again. But I was nervous the entire game. I don't know why, but I was nervous. My sister told me she wasn't, but I was. So there you
Yeah,
go.
not sure how you couldn't be. Just, I mean, I don't know, let's get into it. But real quick, as always, give a shout out to the Philadelphia Eagles fan club, Colorado Springs, 67 fans at Rhinos tonight. Thank you, David, for the official count there. Rhinos over on Sports and Spirits. Hope to see you guys there next time when we go. Dad, like you said, a win's a win, and it's better to be 2-0 and struggling than 1-1 or 0-2, which is on the board for those first two games. We only got a four point victory and a 3 point victory over those 2 weeks. But you remember last year we talked about how early on in the season we eked out some wins here and there against the Packers early on, and then the second game we lost to the Falcons. Third game, a close game against the Saints, and then the fourth game we get destroyed by the Bucks. So,
Right.
I mean, you got to remember it's early in the season. A lot can change. A lot has to happen. But I feel the same way as I did at the beginning of last season, where I just have little faith in the offense. Defense is playing pretty darn good. I mean, limit a team to only 17 points, 10 in the first half, and 7 in the second. That's great, especially a team led by one of the greatest quarterbacks of all time. But
Agreed.
this offense is it's hurting me, man.
I mean, the offense did what they had to do to win the game towards the end of the game.
Yeah,
I think it's funny because every time we play the Chiefs, I guess 3 minutes is the mark that they're going to score again because we held them scoreless in the whole second half, which was incredible. Mahomes only threw 55% of his passes were completed. Like you said, though, if he had his full component of weapons, it would have been a tighter game. They still can't run the ball. I mean, Mahomes was the only one running the ball, and it's so funny because Hurts gets that. Oh, he's just a running back. Well, today Patty was just a running back. He threw
it's
that late touchdown, which really bothered me. But the game was pretty much over at that point,
It's
almost.
not though. Yeah, but it's
But
not. It's just this
yeah,
defense. Plays great. Reed Blankenship made a horrible play there. It was really out of fit. We'll get into that. We'll break
yeah,
it down.
yeah,
But it just, I would say if they had the full components of weapon, I don't think we have a chance at winning that game. I mean, the way the offense performed, I thought they were terrible. I really
yeah,
did. I
yeah.
posted on the Facebook page. Eagles fans, you're gonna be mad at me, and you could go ahead and post in the comments, and I get it. I've doubted Hurts before, and he proved me wrong. He's proved me wrong every single time I've doubted him.
Right,
But why is he giving me reasons to doubt him? I
right.
mean, this is terrible. This dude can't throw the ball downfield. I mean,
Uh,
I'm just, dude.
yeah,
It's
I know.
they make the jokes about him being a fullback, and you can't even counteract them because this dude can't throw the ball downfield, and
Yeah,
I
it was
refuse to
bad.
believe that no one's open. Maybe that's my bad, but I refuse to believe we pay these guys $30 million to get open, and he's got 10 seconds of protection. I refuse to believe no one's getting open. That cannot be
Especially
possible.
especially with the protection he had in some of those draw. I mean, they sent 8 guys. I don't get that. You send 8 guys on a blitz, you got to recognize it, and there's got to be somebody to hit the ball. Which sure,
Where's the
we
hot? Where's the
we
hot
couldn't even
route?
do that. I don't know. It could be a play calling thing, but
Maybe.
yeah, it's very unfortunate. I mean, he threw for 101 yards today, ran for 16, so really did not put him any numbers up. But it was hard to watch at one point, especially when we took over the ball when we shut him on that fourth down, which was amazing. We get the ball
Yeah,
at the 39. We get 3 yards.
36 to 33. Yeah, 3 yards.
Unacceptable. I mean, just unacceptable. But
Yeah.
Barkley did run for 88. He had 20 carries, 4
Yeah.
carries.
So let's
So he had a good there. That was a
yeah.
good thing.
So overall, I thought sloppy game, but you're happy with the win. Again, we talked about last year we had sloppy games and we lost them. So I mean, it's again better to win than to lose. Better to be 2-0 than to be on their side 0-2.
Right.
So let's get into it. Let's talk about the game kind of quarter by quarter. So first quarter, you exchange some punts back and forth. They start to drive down a little bit. I think we have a really good defensive standing, and they have to kick a field goal, which they miss.
Yes.
Their kicker, who's usually great, misses, I believe, a 58 yarder,
Yeah,
which
it was
was just good to see.
yeah, yeah. It was a good one. He hooked it and it was happy for us to take over the ball. And I believe, we started to move the ball after that.
Oh yeah. After that, we go down, score a touchdown. It turns into an 8 play, 52-yard drive. And when that happened, you're up 7-0 after they missed a field goal. You and I were like, oh, here we go. Like this is, and it was capped by a great run by Saquon, who you said had a pretty good game. I thought he
Yes,
missed some holes here and there. I thought the offensive line struggled at times, but it's a Chiefs defensive line. Chris
Jones.
Jones and Karlaftis. Those are great players. So
Yeah,
you're not always going to get 150 every game. We learned that. And no, you caps it with a touchdown, a 13-yarder. And at that point, you're thinking, you and me were like, oh, this is,
here we
oh my
go.
God, we're going to
Yeah,
destroy them.
yeah.
And it was anything but that after that.
I agree. I mean, like you said, the struggles with the passing game continued from last week to this week. This week, even more so than last week. But like you say, some of those times, Hertz had 6, 7 seconds in the back and not one person open. And even the throws were thrown to people that were double covered. It was really ugly. It was. I mean, do we need Dallas Goedert that bad? I guess we do.
I guess so. I mean,
Yeah, I
led
guess
our team
so.
in receptions last week. Maybe that was what we were missing. I don't know. It's
Yeah,
just a struggle. But Chiefs get the ball back. They go to kick a field goal. They get some good runs from Patrick Mahomes, unfortunately. He couldn't throw the ball the whole first half. He really couldn't throw the ball until the drive in the fourth quarter and
right.
then the last big play. The defense was doing really great, but they were not good at containing him. I thought they really struggled there.
Yeah,
They go down, kick a field goal. We have to punt. They score a touchdown. And thank God we kick a field goal before the half. But you're
right.
thinking, oh my gosh, I thought we were about to explode out. And
Take it
instead,
over. Yep.
you go 10-10 at halftime, which I predicted we would be losing at halftime when we did our pregame.
Right.
But I just didn't like how ugly it was. I really didn't.
Yeah, but I mean, the defensive line did a pretty good job. I think they're still not game ready. Carter obviously was playing some well. He had some good plays, but then they also had some bad plays where they were running all over us. And it just seemed like we couldn't contain the outside at all. And then the short passes, I was just driving me nuts because we're still playing 10 yards off. It was driving me
Yeah.
crazy. And then you got to make the tackle. But they eventually got it together. So that was good.
Yeah. So defense starts the second half off strong, gets a 4 and out, gets a turnover on downs in their side of the field, like you mentioned
Oh, yeah.
before, stop them at the
39.
36, 36. And you're thinking like, oh man, this is, here we go, time to do it again. And they get 3 yards over the next two plays and
Yeah.
next three plays, and you got to kick a field goal. And I mean, thank
Right.
God Jake Elliott's, I don't, he's back to what he was before because we needed him today.
So was that the field goal that he got moved back 5 more yards on as well? Was that one?
No, no, that was just a
Okay.
51 yarder. This one.
Okay.
Yeah.
But he was clean, man. He banged him.
Yeah. So the third quarter is pretty boring. It's a punt and a punt going back and forth. And then the Chiefs start driving, and you're starting to go, oh no, the defense is not getting any rest because the
No.
offense isn't putting any pressure, isn't running the clock, isn't running the ball well, isn't
Right.
keeping the defense off the field. So they go back out there and you know the Chiefs drive down 14 plays, 74 yards. Thank God the whole Travis Kelsey, Patrick Mahomes throw it without him looking type of thing.
Right.
It counteracts on him and he drops it. And Drew
Yeah.
Mukuba, who I thought kind of might be the player of the game,
He
gets
was.
a pick in the end zone. I'm screaming, of course, go down in the end zone. But he takes it back to around I believe, the 36 or
40.
38 yarder.
I think it was the 41, but
42.
go
Okay.
ahead. You're
Yep.
right.
41. No, you're right. 41.
But it was beautiful. I mean, what a great return, great blocking. Thankfully, no flags. I mean, we watched some of those early games today, and there was a flag on every single play. It was
It was
awful.
terrible. It was
So
terrible.
that was good. But there weren't a lot of flags, so that was nice.
Yeah. So we run some clock there, 10 plays, 59 yards, 5 minutes off the clock and get a touchdown. You go up 20-10. And then we're starting to go, okay, I'm starting to feel like it could be, we're on our way to being over. It feels
Right.
like it. And it especially felt like it after after the Chiefs were forced to punt on another 3 and out, 3 plays for 3 yards. They got to punt it and it's up, 20-10. Not much time left. We've got the ball and you're thinking, oh, here we go. But a 6 play, 16 yard, and we got to punt it back to them.
Man, too much. There was too much of that today. I know again it's early in the season, whatever, but this is the second game now. We got to get it together here in the next few weeks because
Absolutely.
the offensive line was better.
Yes.
Thankfully, Dickerson didn't get injured. There was a
Yep.
couple strange false starts that weren't called, so we'll take that for what it's worth.
We'll get
But
into
there was
that.
a few. There was a Dickerson looked like he was hurt a few times, but the other guys were playing well. I think Lane had one on him as well, but
False
very
start.
uncharacteristic for him. But yeah, there was just some weird things happening. But at the same time, I thought the line did open it up with holes for Barkley. Again, I said he had 4 yards per carry, 22 carries, 88 yards, and a couple big runs. Some of them were nowheres, but he had a couple big runs.
Yeah. So we have to punt the ball back. You're thinking, okay, just keep the points off the board, just let them drive. That's fine. Even if they score with a minute left, they're out of time. You lose up timeouts because they used all their timeouts when we were on the field. All
Yes.
that sort of stuff. You're thinking, okay, even if they score, at least if they score a little bit later, it'll be okay. But then instead, they score with 3 minutes left after a scramble by Mahomes. 10-yard penalty brings it back, and you're thinking, oh, here we go, 1st and 20.
Yeah.
This is good. And then they get a 49-yard touchdown pass because Reed gets way out of position, and
Yeah.
Quinion, he's covering a different zone, and he's like, "What the heck? I got it.
Yeah.
That's 40 miles away."
It's amazing because he got his hand in there, but he couldn't rip the ball away. But that
Unfortunately,
was,
yeah,
yeah, that was a tough one. But I believe that coincided with that personal foul. Then they have like a 3rd and 20, and then they got a personal foul 1st down, and that's how they were able to score on that drive.
yeah. They had a 15-yard penalty. On rough or no, they had a roughing the
Campbell.
pass. There was a roughing the
Yes.
passer on us.
Yeah.
That's right.
But that was
Which
like 3rd and 20 or something.
yeah,
Would have been
third it
fourth
was
and 20.
it was 3rd and 15. Yeah, third and
Okay.
13, something like
Okay.
that. That
But it
was
would have been
terrible.
4th and 13. They got the 1st down. That's when I kind of said, okay, let's quit getting this. Let's no more pass interference because we had a couple ugly ones as well. But yeah, I was I mean, the way he was throwing the ball today, it just drives me nuts. Don't grab anybody because he's throwing awful passes. His
Yeah.
passes were terrible. He's throwing off his back foot. I mean, he wasn't stepping into them. Defense was great. That's
Yeah.
all I can say. And it's coming
So
together.
Kansas City tries an onside kick at the end, and then I think the play of the game happens. Really, I know it's sad to say this is the play of the game, but they bring Fred Johnson as an extra lineman, and Saquon Barkley takes a carry for 9 yards. Because at
Yes.
that point, you need to get 5 plays. You need to get past a 2-minute warning for 3 kneel downs. So you got to get a
Yes.
first down within 2 plays. He gets nine
Right.
yards right away, and you're like, oh, here we
Second and
go.
one. Yeah. It was second
Just
and
we're
one with 2 minutes something left, right?
Yeah,
2:10,
yeah.
2:13.
So at that point,
Yeah.
213, they try to do a little offsides with a encroachment thing. Nick smartly declines it. Good job.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
then with a couple of tush pushes, we get that first down and we're able to kneel out the clock.
Yeah. That first tush push looked to me like he got it, but that tush push is getting old. I don't know. It's just
We'll hold
it's
on. We'll
getting
get
old.
into that.
Yeah.
Don't jump into
Okay.
that yet.
Okay.
Okay, let's just talk about real quick overarching as the offense. I know we kind of touched on it a little bit. I think the offense is superiorly underperforming.
Oh yeah.
I
Oh yeah.
know you can't go for 300 yards every game. I get that. I'm not
Yeah.
looking for that. I know you can't rush for 150 yards with 7 touchdowns every game. I get
Right.
it. But to walk out of a game with 15 of 22 for 101 yards and only 88 yards rushing by your star running back with a 4 yards per carry.
Right.
This offense is not playing well, dude. This is
No.
really bad.
No.
And
No.
week
It's
one, you give it the whole, well, it's week one, the weather delay, the Dallas, the da da da.
right.
This was horrible, dude. This was
Yeah.
bad.
I agree. I agree. I'm not going to argue with you there because it was hard to watch at certain points. You're like, what is happening? Can't we throw a 8 yard slant? Just
No,
a short, quick pass. And they kept trying the out pass, which was just non-existent.
it's
I mean,
horrible.
Barkley's fighting for his life for 2 yards. It was
I
really
mean,
bad.
we were making jokes earlier in the day about the Giants and Cowboys saying, oh, Russell Wilson, he can throw it 2 yards or he can throw it 50 yards. But that was Jalen today. I
Yeah.
mean,
Yeah.
and even when he threw it 50 yards, the Devonta pass, that was terrible. I mean,
Yes.
that was a lame duck. Devonta luckily adjusted and caught it,
Sure.
saved the game for us. But geez, my
Agreed.
God, that
Agreed.
was terrible.
Yeah. It wasn't what we're used to seeing, that's for sure.
I'm
It just
just
seemed
kidding.
like every pass was something an effort in futility. It was really tough. It was tough to
How
watch.
how is no one open? Like
I,
we talk about this, this running back. Like everyone, oh, they're selling out to stop the run. That means someone's got to be open when we do the
yeah.
pass because
Yes.
they want to stop the run.
Yes.
And I
Well,
get, and they blitz, and that's the big thing is on Hurts. If you blitz him, he da da da. It's 5 years in the league. Why is he still
yeah.
like that?
Yeah. Where's the check down? Where's the short pass guy? It was hard to watch, especially when you saw them line 8 guys up and they were all getting, you can't block them all. And even then it was like somebody's got to be open and it was just not. It was just bad. So I mean, I don't know what you say. Here you are 2 weeks into it now. We got another week next week. You got to keep going. But I mean, hopefully they can figure it out, get the line
Yeah,
together a little bit more. It's just bad. It was bad.
yeah.
Hard to watch.
Let's talk about the defense now. I know we went through all of it, but still, I thought the
Yeah.
defense played really well. Aside from that 49-yard touchdown at the end of the game,
Yeah.
I thought throughout the rest of it, they held a team to 10 points. Besides the seven, they
Right.
held a team to 10
Yeah.
points who's been in the Super Bowl 3 straight years.
Yeah.
I will say, I think if they do have Rashee Rice, Xavier Worthy, I would say this result would have been different.
I
But
think so.
this is the realism of football.
That's
Sometimes
right.
guys get suspended for doing stupid things like spitting on a quarterback or
Yep.
driving a
Yep.
car 100,000 miles per hour. And
Yep.
sometimes guys get injured when they hit their shoulder or when they hurt their
Yeah.
back. Unfortunately,
Right.
that's just how it works. So you do have to just say, well, hey, we beat who they had on the field, and that's
That's
the
right.
big thing.
That's right.
But I thought overall the defense played pretty well. How about yourself?
I thought so too. And you got to remember now, you got some young guys out there too. You got Mukuba, who played phenomenally. You got a new guy
Dude,
in Za'Darius Smith, who was
great
great.
too.
Uche, who was great last week. I
I
didn't
thought,
really,
yeah,
he was there a few times. I saw, Hunt back there in the backfield. I saw Nolan Smith made a few good plays.
yeah.
So it's gelling.
No,
It's gelling.
Nolan Smith had the
Um,
big. Nolan Smith was the reason we stopped him on fourth down at the beginning of the second
Beautiful
half.
play.
He got
Yes.
white in the backfield. He didn't make the tackle, but
Yeah.
he blew up the play.
But Makuba made the third down with short pass, knocked the guy right off his feet, which was wonderful.
That was
He
great.
played well too, and he had a half a sack. I mean, it was
Half a second.
amazing. Again, we got a young components filling in for guys that we are missing this year. I'd like to see Hunt out there making more plays, but I saw him get railed a few times, held a few times. They called it once or twice, which
Yeah,
was
they
pretty
did.
cool. I mean, that shows you he's getting in. Carter maybe wasn't quite game ready. Didn't get to play in a full game last week or at all.
He didn't. No,
So,
no, he didn't get to play in any game.
yeah. So I mean, he's still getting his feet together. I thought Jordan Davis played again phenomenally.
I thought so too.
His hamstring went out on there late. He's been playing 40, 50 snaps a game now for the last 2 weeks. So that's very encouraging. And then, of course, the guy we talked about all off season, Moro Jomo, got a sack.
Yeah, that was
And it
great.
was a beautiful sack, too.
Yeah,
Big time.
yeah. My player of the game's got to be Mukuba. Really for both sides of the ball. That
Right.
he had that big stop on third down that made them go for fourth down. They didn't get it. He had the
That was great.
interception. He had the half a sack. I thought he
Yeah.
played a fantastic game for it
And a
only
great
being his
return.
second
The
NFL
return was
game.
amazing.
Oh,
Yes.
definitely. Yeah,
Yeah, yeah,
definitely.
for a guy in his second game, like you said. And then, there on that interception, Reed almost took his head off with that, got in the way and banged him.
Yeah.
But luckily, it just shows you here's a guy that he's a ball hawk, obviously. And, brought it back 40 yards when we thought he should have went down. So
Yeah. So
kudos to him. And that's how we got a touchdown.
yeah. Good stuff on Za'Darius Smith. I mean, how early in the game was his sack? I mean, it felt like that was only in the first quarter. Am I right?
Yeah, it seemed like it was. Yeah. And then it was funny. At one point, he came out to get a drink of water. I said, get him back on the field because
Yeah.
he was playing. He was playing out of his mind. I even said to you, who was that guy? Who's that number 52 guy? And you were like, oh, that's the new guy. I'm like, holy mackerel.
Yeah.
Yeah. So he played well. We still got to clean up some of our cornerback issues. The deep, we saw Jackson go out once at one point, and then they brought in Sydney instead of was it Ricks? You wanted Ricks in?
No, I thought either Jacorian Bennett or Ringo would be in.
Why I say Rick Ringo is who I'm talking about.
Yeah.
But they brought in uh,
Sydney.
Sidney Brown, and you went, "Whoa, he's a safety. What's going on?" So
Yeah.
somebody else must have slid over and became a corner on that
Something
in
like
that little play. But yeah, I
that.
hope
Yeah.
if they can get that together, they're going to need that down the line. I mean, we've had two good, well, the first game receivers, the second game not so many great receivers, but next week we got a couple tough ones. So
Yeah.
hopefully we
Great
can.
ones.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah. So Za'Darius Smith got his sack in the second quarter, but it was with 12 minutes and 30 seconds left in it. So early, really early in the
Yeah,
game, he made his presence felt.
yeah,
I thought he had a couple other good plays. Yeah, I thought you mentioned Uche didn't
yeah.
get a sack or anything like that, but I did still think he played well.
Yes.
I was hoping for a sack from him because it was
Yeah.
his former team, so you thought there might be something there, but I
Right.
can't pulling up his statistics here. I don't even know if he actually jumped on the stat board, which sometimes
Right.
happens to defensive
Sure.
ends.
Oh
No,
yeah.
four total tackles. So
Yeah.
we'll see the pressure rate, but I thought he did pretty good. We had four. What is it? Let me see real quick. 10 total quarterback hits against Mahomes, and they only had four against us, I think. So let me see,
Okay.
four, only three. So we had 10
Yeah.
quarterback hits. They only had three against Jalen. Makes sense. Jalen had
Yeah.
40 minutes back there at times
Yeah,
and still couldn't throw the ball
they
downfield.
definitely harassed Mahomes again. So this is
They
the
did.
second time we played him in the last 6 months, and they harassed him, and
Yeah.
he played like it. He was throwing off his back foot.
Yep.
He didn't get to do any of his behind the back passes. He had a couple runs early, and they bottled him up after that. So that was good. He had 60 yards rushing. So he was their running back today because he surely
Yeah.
could not throw the ball that often.
Yeah.
Like I
You have
said,
any other
no, go ahead.
you have any other players on defense you want to shout out?
I just have some notes written down. I wrote Uche, not huge, but solid. I got Za'Darius Smith was great.
I already
Carter, he
said
looked
those.
like he was a little bit tired at certain times. But
Awesome.
what did I say?
Carter?
Za'Darius Smith, I thought he was great. Carter
Yeah.
looked a little bit gassed. When did his wrist was hurt a little bit there, but he's still talking crap to everybody. So I mean, I guess that's good. But there was luckily we didn't get any dumb penalties today. We did have the one on Campbell, but I believed he hit him in the helmet, but he was also being engaged with the lineman. So I think
It's got
that
it.
rule's got to
Something,
change.
I
Yeah,
don't know. We have to figure something out. There was other plays
yeah,
with other games earlier in the day. The
yeah,
Cowboys Giant. It just something's got to give.
yeah,
This is just not football.
yeah.
And I just can't. And I know we're going to get into the brotherly shove a little bit about that in the tush push because other people are going to be like, well, that's not football. We'll get
Yeah,
into that. But the penalties here on roughing the passer, it's just got to be fixed.
yeah, yeah,
This is BS, dude. It's
yeah.
bad.
I mean, if it's a blatant head, like there was, like you said, a couple in the early games where the guy even pulled off and they still called it. And it's ruining the game. It's ruining the game. So
It is.
luckily they didn't have their Chiefs referees. So we didn't have to worry about that really because he did hit him in the helmet, but he was engaged with a lineman. So what are you
It's just
supposed to
stupid.
do?
It's just stupid.
Yeah.
It's stupid.
So, I
Um,
mean, that's the bad part.
Bottom line, said it again. A win is a win. You don't like to
2
do
and
this because
0.
this is what happened in 2023. We kept on going, well, a win's a win, and then we had a collapse. I don't think that's going to happen again, but
No.
it's just, at some point, this has to start coming together. I know it, 2-0 is a great start. So we shouldn't be sitting here all negative and everything, but it seems a
No,
bit, it just feels a tad bit underwhelming.
it's a fantastic start. I mean, it's really good. Next week we got a home game, so that's cool. Hopefully we can continue to get better on the offensive line and really fix the passing game up because it's. But of course, you remember last time we played the Rams, the 2 times we played the Rams, Barkley ran all over him. So maybe it's going to go back to that. But
True.
I mean, it's just kind of rough. I don't need, like you said, I don't need Hurts to throw for 280 or 340,
I don't need it at
but
all.
I'd like to see some completions when we need them. And there were some bad drives there. You had a couple sustained drives, you're going to win that game going away.
I know.
27-32,
That's,
something like that.
that's how it felt last week, too.
Yeah.
It's so, it
Yeah.
is, he was awful today. I'm
Yeah,
sorry,
it was
guys.
bad. It was bad.
I, God, I don't like watching this
Yeah.
guy play
Yeah.
sometimes. It's
Yeah. It was
just
bad.
awful.
It was bad.
God,
I mean, like you said, I think at one time, like you said, I don't know, we didn't count it, but he had 8 to 10 seconds and he's
at
standing in
least
this clean pocket and you're like,
no
okay,
one's open.
somebody's got to be open. Yeah. That was bad.
If no one's open, then I'll apologize to Jalen. But then at that
Right.
point, who the heck is drawing these plays up? Someone has
Right.
to be open.
Right.
It
Right.
cannot be possible.
Yeah. Yeah.
Are they just running half speed? Oh my God,
Yeah.
I'm getting really bad. We
Yeah.
gotta calm it down.
Well,
Sorry.
there was one that AJ went down and over the middle. And I remember saying to you, why don't they do down and then get out? Like do an out pass. The defender cannot cover that. When he goes down, cuts in and then cuts out. And they threw it over the middle. The guy tipped it out of or he didn't catch the ball and it almost got picked, which would have been a disaster. But it just seems like, where's my short guy that's open out of the backfield? And I was kind of bummed we didn't see Tank. We didn't get to see Tank play at all. So I was kind of bummed about that.
How
But
about
Dylan played well. I mean, he came in for 3 carries, 6 yards a carry, something like that.
six
He
point
was
three?
really, yeah. So I mean,
How about that AJ Brown one-handed catch?
oh my
This guy's unbelievable.
dude, what?
Why can't we get him the ball more?
Yeah. I mean, what did he finish with? Two catches?
Only 5 catches for 27 yards. I mean,
That's not. That's not.
Devonta had 4 for 53, had the long one,
Yeah.
28
Yeah.
yards.
That was a huge one, but again, not the prettiest pass catches right there. I mean, it just was not good, but
I
luckily
just
he caught it and we scored from the 2. So that was a pretty
I
important
know
play.
and I know it's the spoiled like complaining because we just won a Super
Yeah.
Bowl, but
Yeah, I know.
I don't like ugly wins. I don't like them. I
That's like
just
Jake says, you guys are never happy. No, we're
I'm
not
never
happy.
happy. It was
No.
terrible. How can anybody watch that game and say it was
Yeah.
good? It was
Yeah, I know.
terrible. I
Yeah.
know we
Yeah.
won. It was
Yeah.
awful on offense. It
Yeah.
was so bad.
Yeah. I want to
Oh
be
my
able to
God.
rewatch the game and not be yelling at the screen the second time I watch the game. That's the problem.
I agree.
Hopefully, when I watch it again, I'll see some more stuff and go, okay, he was covered or he slipped, but and then how about when one of our guys got knocked down and they had that guy wide open and
Yeah.
Holmes overthrew him by 20 yards.
Yeah. That
We were
was,
lucky in that situation as well.
yeah.
But I think the
Um,
defensive backs played better. So
I thought so too. I thought so too.
Quinion had some great plays.
I thought so too.
Q played well.
Quinion had a great play. The problem was they called that roughing the passer penalty.
Yes,
He
yes,
broke that pass up. It was going to be fourth and
yes.
19,
That's right.
and it was or fourth and 13. I remember.
13. That was
And
it. That was it.
yes, it's and it got called back, so it didn't matter.
Yeah,
But
yeah. And
okay,
it seemed funny because at one point I felt very confident when it was more than 3rd and 10, they just could not do anything. He was throwing the ball low, he was throwing it short. It just was a good defensive effort, and hopefully it continues.
yeah. The only thing that saves Hurts in this game is that I thought Mahomes played bad too.
Oh,
But okay,
definitely, definitely.
let's get into what is unfortunately going to be the news for the week. Um, I would assume from this game, at least from all the shows, the brotherly shove, the tush push, whatever you want to call it.
Yeah,
Um, highlighted in the game, there was some false starts. It seems to happen almost at, I mean, it seems like there's a false start or there's an offsides or there's a this or a that every
right,
single time. And I'm starting to get to the point that, I was happy they didn't ban it in the offseason, even though
right,
I was never a big fan of it.
right.
I'm starting to get a little tired of it too.
Yeah,
Uh, there was clearly several false starts on the ones that we scored a touchdown on. There was offsides by them that weren't going to be called. There was false starts and offsides on the same one. I don't know. I don't know how you fix it. I think you
yeah.
got to get rid of it. I think they're going to get rid of it this offseason. And my my proposition, no, my
Proposition.
idea
Yeah,
is just get rid of quarterback sneaks entirely. No more quarterback sneaks. No more quarterback sneaks at all. If you take a snap under center, you cannot run the ball unless it's a scramble and you're
right,
escaping the pocket and you go on a run. You
right,
cannot run it from under the center as a
right.
quarterback.
Okay.
That's just make
Yeah,
that the rule. Get rid of it completely. It's just not. If
yeah.
it's just if it's going to keep being a problem, get rid of it.
There was a few plays that you right away. I'm like, well, just hand it off the bar. You're like, they're going to push it, and they did, and you're like, it's just, I don't know how many they ran today, 7, 8.
Probably.
They
I
were
mean,
off sides on one or two, and then we moved on the big one towards the end of the game, and you're like, at one point I said, hey, get everybody together. It's going to be on 3. Like, let's get this. Nobody move. It was bad. It was bad, and even the announcer had said at one point, and again, being an Eagles fan, you should be like, oh, the tush push. No, it's just something about it. It's
I
not working.
you and I never really we just never enjoyed it. It's great when you get a touchdown, but it's just like it's not. I don't know. It's not
There's
that
something
fun.
to it. Yeah,
My
yeah,
quarterback's getting smashed. My running back's getting dashed. My linemen are getting
yeah.
hashed. Like it's just
Right. You
it's a
can't see the
struggle.
ball. It's just, yeah.
Yeah, and that
I
became a
mean,
problem at the end. They're like, "Oh, it's a
yeah,
fumble." Like, no, he's got the
yeah,
ball,
yeah.
holding the ball.
He's either got the first down, he's down. Is he down? Like, yeah.
And the other
It's just
problem is, we ran the tush push on that fourth down to get the touchdown, but we got it the play before. But
right.
they're like, "Oh, yeah, it's inconclusive." Well, but it's over. But you
Yeah,
can't.
I could see it.
What do you
Yeah,
do?
yeah.
It's becoming a bigger
Well,
problem than I think a good
so
thing.
here's the thing. They do that virtual first down thing. How are they doing that?
I have no
Picture?
idea.
They're not doing it with a beeper in the phone in the football. They
I have
said
no
we were
idea.
6 inches short, and you're like, how did you come up with that number? Like,
Uh-huh.
you know, put something in the ball so that when it gets over the line, it's automatic. We got technology. Let's use it if you're going to get to that point of it. But this virtual thing, and you said, well, it's not going to go into effect for 2 weeks. Well, they still used it.
Well,
We're 6 inches short.
they said we
Yeah.
won't get it for 2 weeks. I thought they said it we won't get it for 2 weeks. They must have said it's the two. Now we've had it for 2 weeks, maybe because it's
Okay.
second week. I
Okay.
don't know, but
Well, I don't know how they're measuring that because you can't see the ball. How are you going to say where it's at? But
I know.
I agree with you. It's just getting a little bit old. I mean,
Yeah. All right. You got anything else to say about this game? I don't. A win's a win.
hey,
We're thankfully we're not playing in LA. We're back home
right?
against the Rams, who
Yes, that's nice.
they did win today. Ended up kind of
Yeah,
blowing out the Titans, but
yeah. Yeah,
so we'll
They've been struggling. Their defense has been struggling pretty much. So we'll see what happens. But yeah,
yeah.
hopefully we can get the offense a little bit more on track. Hopefully we can throw the ball a little bit more. Hopefully AJ's feeling better and maybe the hamstring's getting better. I don't know, but we're at week 3 now. We got to start being able to at least move the ball a little bit more consistently. Again, a win is a win. We're 2-0. It's wonderful. It's great. But we beat the Chiefs. We can put that behind us
Sure.
now. We
Great.
beat the Super Bowl. We could put it behind us. We're 7-6 against them all time. We can not see them
Yeah.
maybe for another 3 or 4 years, maybe 5. Who knows?
Hurts 3-2 against him. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
That's good. That's a good one. After
And it's
starting
and
0-2,
you
it's a
know,
big build back. We've beaten
and
them three times straight.
the guy's what 47-20 or whatever and 20 in his career record so far. He just keeps piling
Uh,
up wins.
yeah,
You
well,
know,
maybe he could start piling up some passing yards. I'm sorry. I don't
I
know. Sorry, man.
mean,
I'm just
they've
not.
scored 20 plus points in the last 19 straight games. So I mean, they're putting
Yeah,
points up, but
it's
that was a
good.
tough one. And you're playing a great defense. I'll give you that. But when you get what you're wearing them down, man, you got to be able to pass the ball. You just have to
Well,
be able to pass the ball.
the other hard thing about this, we're running low on time. So the other
Okay.
hard thing about this is, you always think like an ugly win versus a good team is a good win. Even if it's ugly, that's a
Right.
good team over there. But
Oh, yes.
I'm be honest with you, I don't know if the Chiefs are a good team. I'm
I
gonna say
agree.
that they
Yeah.
might not be a good team. I don't think they are. I mean,
Well,
until they get maybe while the injury of Jada Worthy and
right.
the 3 years of being playing into the postseason for a long
Yep.
time, extra
Oh, it's
games.
yeah.
But it feels like to me, I don't think that's a good team. So that's why it doesn't feel like that good of a win.
Well,
But
it's
it's a
even funny
win.
to me to see Travis Kelsey. He was out of the game there for a while, and I'm like, he's looking older again. He
For
had
sure.
a big play, a couple big plays against us, a couple catches, but then he had that interception bounce off his hands again, and that happened a couple years ago when we played him, and that was
Yeah.
our saving grace in that game. So, yeah, I said it after the Super Bowl, getting beat like they did, they're not going to be good this year. Whatever, we'll see what happens. That's still my call. I still believe that regardless of who's playing and what's playing. They can't run the ball,
No.
you know.
All right. Let's talk about some other games that happened. So we want to talk about the Rams because we are playing them next week. So Rams played against the Titans in Tennessee. Was close for a little bit, but they ended up destroying them 33-19. So big pull away at the end. I think it was 13-10 at halftime. The Titans were up, but then after that, the Rams scored 23 points. The Titans only scored 6. So that was not a contest in the second half.
I do want to go back to my prediction on the game, which was 27-23. So I was pretty close. Not that close, but pretty close.
Okay.
I forget what you had.
I had 27-20. I was close for a bit until they threw that pick, but until they
Yeah.
threw that touchdown. But
Yeah.
um, Seahawks Steelers. Seahawks blew out the Steelers 31 to
Yeah.
17. Felt like a close game for a long time. We kind of
Yeah.
lost track of that one because we were watching the Cowboys Giants.
Yes.
Seahawks just destroyed them with that weird touchdown recovery on the kickoff in the
Yes.
end zone.
Yes.
That was insane.
Now again, did it touch the guy or did it not touch the guy?
It
That's the
did
question
touch the
I had.
guy. It
Okay,
did
so
touch the
that's
guy.
why. Because I
That's
wondered
why.
if it doesn't, then you don't have to recover it, which I
Correct. It'll
never
just
liked.
roll
I
in
never liked
in
that.
the end zone. I
Okay,
know.
I
I
never
hate it.
liked that.
I hate
I
these
was
rules.
I was
I
hoping with
hate the kickoff.
I was hoping with the new kickoff they would bring that back. You got to field the ball. You can't just let it go. Because in
Yeah.
the old days, that's what would happen.
No, I hate the kickoff. Just you kick it off, and if it goes
Yeah,
out of the end zone, it's at the 20. Just go back
yeah,
to that.
yeah. That's what.
It's ruined. It's
Yeah,
ruined.
yeah.
35-yard line, 15 yards, someone's in field goal range. You can't do it.
Right.
You
Yeah.
can't do it.
Yeah.
You
Well, when they're
cannot do
kicking
that.
64-yard field goals like it's 22-yard field goals anymore, it's just
Can't.
I don't know.
I mean,
Use the same ball. Quit bringing a
even
different ball in too.
even Jake made a 58 yarder today. What was it, 58 or 59?
Yeah. No, it's 58
58.
and it was easy.
Great.
It was
And it
easy.
was easy.
And I'm
They
like,
said the announcer said, "Oh man, that would have been good through 68." Yeah. What? You
yeah,
can't do
it's
that.
yeah,
Back to the
no.
20. It's too easy.
Stop putting helium in the balls, please.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Lions and Bears, another game we were kind of excited for. Didn't get to watch much of it. ended up being destruction, 52-21. Lions making a statement game after they got destroyed last week against Green
Yep.
Bay.
The pack.
So this was kind of their big game. The Ben Johnson return to the Lions, not very good for the Bears. 0-2 to start
No.
the season.
Yeah. And not looking good.
Yeah. Other problem, man, 0-2 to start the season and 0-2 in the division. That's just brutal.
Yeah. Yeah. It is.
Let's get into the other big game we were watching. Of course, the Giants Cowboys. Cowboys end up winning that 40-37 against the Giants. A lot of people would say, wow, Giants put up 40, great win. Dude, that is a horrible look for them.
Oh,
37 points from the Giants.
yeah.
They let
Yeah.
up 37 points from the Giants. Dad, last week, I think on the podcast, I said Russell Wilson might be the worst quarterback in the NFL.
Yeah. He threw for 454 yards. And
Jesus.
then we left your house to come to my house. And I look on the phone and they scored another touchdown. I'm like, there's only 2 minutes left. I don't know how that happened. It was just unbelievable. You had a feeling that Dallas was going to each it out somewhere,
Oh,
but
I know. I knew it.
but your 64-yard field goal. Come on, that's just ridiculous. It's something's up. They're they're giving the ball steroids or something. I don't know what.
They're doing something wrong.
But yeah, it was not good. But I was
And then,
some of those early games were tough to watch.
yeah, they were bad. It was a
Tough
bad
day.
slate of games. We knew before the game started, like earlier on Saturday, we knew it was going to be bad games.
Yeah,
Unfortunately, it felt like it was going to be a bad slate. There was not many. There was just
but
no games looked good. It
yeah,
felt like they were all going to be blowouts.
but
The
then
Giants Cowboys
sometimes
ended up being good, even though that
yeah,
was supposed to be a blowout. I thought that was
yeah.
going to be
Oh,
destruction.
for
But
sure. Yeah, it
we
doesn't say much about the Cowboys defense giving up
horrible,
454 yards. That was
horrible.
bad. Yes.
Next one I have, we got to mention it, the Broncos and the Colts. I kind of enjoyed seeing the Broncos lose. I know you're a Broncos guy. I'm not, even though I shouldn't say that because my company sponsors the Broncos. Um, I was kind of happy to see him lose, especially because my Broncos friend was talking a lot of smack about the Eagles throughout the week. So I was happy to see them take a loss there. What a heartbreaking way to end it. The thing said final, and they
Yeah.
get a penalty for what is it? A personal foul? What was it?
I forget what they call it. Leverage. Yeah,
Leverage.
jumping
Yes.
over the center or something.
Yeah.
And I said to you, why would you even try that? It's a 50
60
something.
yarder. It
Yeah,
was
60
60.
yarder.
It's a. I'm pretty sure this was a first time
Yeah.
kicker.
Right, right.
I,
It's
I don't
not,
know much. I don't know much about him. I'm pretty sure he's a young guy.
yeah, it's,
You're
it's
gonna
not
let.
Aubrey. Aubrey, we expect him to kick 55ers. He does it all the time. But
Jeez.
but for a new guy like that to kick a 60 with all that
Okay.
pressure is silly.
So he's not too new. He's 26 years old, but I had never heard of him before. But I mean, still though, you let your guy take a chances on 60-yard field goal. You just let that
I
happen.
I agree. I
Yeah,
agree.
he's last year was his first year. He's only attempted 5 field goals and made 5 field goals before today's game. Or maybe before this year. That's just from last season.
Let's see, what else was I going to say? Well, I thought our kickoff coverage was pretty good, but our kickoff returns still need some help. We were getting it
Yeah.
at the
Well,
22 to
yeah.
24.
I'm done with that. I don't want to talk about the Eagles
Yeah.
game anymore.
Yeah.
We got to pass on. We're going. We're going.
Okay.
All right, let's say our goodbyes. You can follow us on Facebook, Instagram, or TikTok. If you like Philly Eagles therapy, do us a favor, rate and subscribe wherever you get your podcasts. If you're watching on YouTube, please like and subscribe. Comment down below your thoughts on the game, how you felt about it, why you're upset like me, even though it's a win. I'll be happy tomorrow. The more I get removed from it, the better I
Right.
feel. But right
Right.
now, not doing great.
Yeah.
But that's okay.
Yeah.
Other than that, you can email us your questions at phillyeaglestherapy@gmail.com. But from all of us here at our Philly Eagles Therapy, I'm Basil.
And I'm Baz.
Go Birds.
Fly, Eagles fly.